All right, guys, welcome to pre-market with myself, MadMaverick. Got about 10 minutes left to market open. And as you can see, we are down about a 1.5% on SPY right now. And then we also have Bitcoin down. We have QQQs down, pretty much everything, right? Except for maybe top gainers because there's some news or there's volume there to trade. Um, Let me just share this link real quick. I think everyone's kind of done with this situation, right, with the market. Who's done with this situation where we get some good days and then we kind of just sell right off, right? It's the whole that step our way up and then that big elevator move down. That's kind of what we've been seeing. So I'm kind of tired of it. But I do what I just trade that trend until it breaks down, right? So thanks, Paula, for sharing it because I shared it as well. Double shared it. Um, okay, so yeah, gapping down full percentages. It's crazy. Yeah. And SPY's down 1.5%. I'm just gonna look at this real quick and see if there's potential trades we can do after market opens. I'm not gonna jump right into a trade like 1 minute into market open. I'm excited, but I'm not that excited because that's kind of where you can make mistakes. What I am going to do is just look at the overall move that we saw, the start of the move, and I'm just going to base it on my strategy of the 921 and volume. And I'm going to just carry on with that strategy because it works the best for me. And then I'm just going to see what levels we have here on the fib retracement from the swing low to swing high. So the lowest point of the week being on Monday, highest part of the week being on Wednesday. And if you're in premium, we did trade that downwards move right here into the end of the day because obviously there was sell the profit, right? For profit because we had Trump's 9 o'clock prime time a speech that was kind of dismal, kind of boring, and it kind of looked like he was a little tired and he wanted to go to bed. I don't know why he ended up doing that because we kind of know everything he said already. So I think it just spooked the markets. Um, him mentioning that the war will go on a couple more weeks. So downwards trend, we have a gap fill opportunity to the upside. I would say that's a slim 20% potential there. But we have a gap right here that potentially SPY could start filling if we get volume into market open. We start pushing from these lows, then we can potentially fill this gap if that volume wants to come into the buy side and take over this trend, right? So that is the gap right here to around 554.60. We're all the way down at 645. So what I'm going to look for today is just a loss of, let me have a look here. I think I'll just play it a little safer. Put a few levels in. Pre-market low. We get rid of that fib retracement. See what levels we got up here. Gap is like I don't know. We're not going to get this gap fill, but that's a 9-point move on SPY. That would be going green or at least breaking even right for the day. So potential, I would say, if we start to move above that red line, that my target would be to the beginning of that gap. I think there will be some resistance there if we start to move. There'll be a lot of traders trying to get into this gap, playing it back up because SPY does love to fill gaps. But I think we'll get short-lived. If anything, we may push up here and then push up to this target. And then if we do get that far, I think then we roll over from there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm just going to let the chart do the talking once the market opens. So my entry point would be above for calls. Let me put that in. Let me draw this properly as well. I'll leave that like that because that looks nice. I'm going to say, let's get above here. My internet may be a little slow. Don't worry though, because I'm going to have some better fiber coming up soon. That's faster and more reliable. So above, what is this? Above 646, I say 50, I round it up to 0.50 for calls. This will be calls. And I don't know how long the day trade will go for. It may go for a few minutes. It may go for a few hours if it keeps going. So I'm just going to look for that break above that level, and then below I'm going to get a little bit tied into the price action below 645.60. I'm going to say below that, then I'm going to take some puts down. I think this pre-market low won't hold up well. There's not much volume there. There's no volume shelf really here. But once we roll over here, then I will look to trade it down a lot lower. We'll see. So that will be a loss of that green line, preferably a retest of it as resistance, and then trigger our buy signal to play puts to the downside if we get under there, right? So that would just be my SPY entry for calls. And if I go for calls, if you're in premium, you kind of know what I do. I will go like $1 or $2 out the money the next day for expiration. I don't do 0 DTE, so I would look to play 649 calls, 648 for expiration. Tomorrow we're not even here, so it'd have to be Monday. It'd have to be Monday's expiration because I don't do 0 DTEs, so it'd have to be maybe a little expensive, but before 6. That's my expiration. So it won't be today's expiration, it'll be on Monday. So it'll be a little bit expensive there. Downside, I'd likely go for 643s. Expiration 4-6. And I'm just basing these expirations and these actual premium contracts based on the move that I'm looking to get out of the actual chart, right? So if I think the max could be 649, I'm not going to go up here to 654 calls or anything like that. I want to be a little bit closer to that move, a little bit closer to in the money. So those Greeks don't go totally against me and Fader doesn't kill me, because realistically we're not going to get up to 654. So I go a little bit closer to the target point based on support and resistance levels, and that's where I'm going to kind of build out my contracts that I'm buying for that day. Yeah, he still thinks he has the best market in the world. We'll see how that plays out. But right now, we got a nice bump into market open. We got 1 minute. Well, let's see. We got 15 seconds to market open, guys. Good luck. Prepare yourself. Any trades, make sure you have a plan before you jump right into it. And then let's try to make some money here. Circle here. There we go. Just gonna be watching these opening couple of candles on SMY. EMA 921 is bullish right now. We see how long that lasts for. And honestly, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to go against this. I mean, we could definitely just reverse right back up. Let's be honest here. We've seen strange things happen. These strange things happen. There's a lot of oil stocks running up today. BATL, TURB, TMDE, Sky Q. They're all kind of running, all based on oil and gas stocks, right? So just be very careful on those ones because they're highly volatile. They can easily just fall right off. And I wouldn't like anyone to be stuck in those kind of penny stocks in the energy sector. Once this is all over, they're going to go down to probably under $1 and just sit under $1, reverse split, and then you're going to be. I don't want anyone to hold a bag there. So we got. Let's go down to 3 minute. Let's have a look at 3 minute. We got 45 seconds left of this candle. It's looking pretty strong here. So this candle I would love for this candle to close up here, then come down to retest that red line and hold it as support, and then bounce and then push off. And that's when I would take some calls towards that bottom of the gap. Let's let it cook. Let it cook. So we got that candle closed just above the red. Let's see if this one holds this red line or just rolls right off. So this is the candle that's going to give me a signal whether I should buy some calls with a follow through or if it's just going to fade right off and then I won't be buying no calls. So it's like confirmation for me, right? Morning, Adrian. I believe the put flow yesterday was to the downside. Let's see. All right, nice push up the second candle. See what else is moving as well. The Mag 7 still red, Meta's red too. Who's internet here? Oh, what's that? What is going on with this candle? It's so slow. I was like, man, this is internet's about to be lost. Everything was frozen. I was staring at just a candle not moving. My bad, guys. Okay, so we're up to 647. Our break was above 646.50. We start to build off this candle. Looking good. Volume here is very strong to the buy side at the moment. Candle flipping more red now. So the buyers pushed it up here. Sellers are coming in to try to take this lower. Decision. I'm just waiting for the primed entry here. I'm not in anything yet. We only 5 minutes into market open. Let me have a look at my account real quick. Oh shit. I didn't even realize I had those. Let me see. Get rid of these already. Thank you so much. All right, we're rolling over a little bit. What I'm going to queue up, let me see. I can still queue up those 643s as well. These levels here. It's going to look a little janky going into these the next couple of candles. I think we're going to get a lot of back and forth. Just going to put in my watch list right now, SPY, and then I'm going to pick April 6th, 648, and put 643s. Get those ready. Get those ready to go. Looking a little top heavy here. We got a lot of big wicks to the high, to the upside at the moment. Telling me the sellers are trying to take over. Oh. NVIDIA staying strong. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's getting more red now, though. NVIDIA is going towards 2%. I've seen strange things, man. In the market, you see a lot of strange things. It may seem a little boring, but it's better to, instead of just jumping into any willy-nilly trade, for a better, just a setup. I'm just waiting here, guys. I'm just going to wait for this to set up and then trade it if it sets up. I'm not trying to get in early. I'm not trying to get in before the crowd, because that's when you normally get burned. I just want to see some confirmation before I jump into anything. Let me have a look at Tesla, what Tesla's doing. Tesla may be a bigger move on Tesla. Tesla's reversing here. Okay, we're starting to get some follow through on the sell side here. So those puts for me, the 643 is a little bit expensive for Monday. If you want to do same day expiration, that's fine. But just, you can do anything. Just control your risk. That's all you need to do. That's, just make sure that you have a plan for stopping out, not just letting it go down to zero. Then you'll be okay. So 643 puts for Monday. I'm going to grab those now at 470 a contract. A little expensive. That's 470. That's why I say if you want to go a little bit further out in the money, you can. I'm taking one contract only at 470. That's the 6 for Monday. If we start to roll over here, I'm looking for a test of the pre-market low. That's kind of my target point all the way down here. I got in a little early, right? But I'm willing to take this down still to that target. So that's what I'm going to do. 470 to 486, 488 so far, 490 plus. There we go. We get the sell-off now. Near on $5 a contract already. Start to roll over, start to see some signs here of weakness. Also looking for Tesla. If you're looking at Tesla trades, and if we do decide to roll over, Tesla's holding VWAP right now. So under 366, closing the candle under 366 would be primed for a reversal to the downside. If we get a bump a little bit higher on Tesla, then I'd be looking to take a short at 368.30 if it bumps up a little bit higher. And my stop for this one will be 10%. I'm not going no 20% today. It's going to be a little tight over risk. So 10%. Maybe I go 15. Maybe. But I'm not going to go to 20 today. Tesla's bumping a little bit. So my move for Tesla, I'm looking at the chart on the top of my office here. I'd say about 368.30. Like if we retest that and start pushing down from that level, that could be a good short opportunity. Now we're getting some green on this candle, wick all the way down to the bottom, now buying, trying to step in again. So just a lot of back and forth at the moment. The markets are trying to push up here. That was quite the impressive reversal on that candlestick. Just back and forth, back and forth. Let me have a look around as well. The fly. Let me go to the fly real quick, see if there's any news. A lot of red in the heat map today. So Tesla reports the deliveries are 358,000, production 408,000. So you remember that when there's the problem there where there was a huge demand for their cars and they could not make enough to deliver all that was needed. Well, that's changed around now. The roles have reversed here. They have more now. They produce more than their deliveries. So they actually have a surplus of production here. They used to have demand was much higher than their deliveries. They could never make as many as they needed. Now they have more than they needed, which is different. Tesla's rolling off that 368. Good morning, Baruch. A little period in between your name. That's funny. Good morning, sir. Okay, so we got the sell-off again. That candle was a nice push up, and then this candle just dumped right off. So you can see the back and forth tug-of-war fight. This candle may get eaten right back up again. Who's puts a little bit red by a couple. No, they'll break even again. Back to break even. So we need a big dump here now. Under 645.20. Get underneath there, and then we start making that move down to 644. That's what I want with that one put that I bought. My stop 15% is the max for that contract. When the videos go more red, 2% plus now on the negative side. This candle right here could go green. It can go back and forth for a few candles here. Look at that. That is some indecision. You see on there. That is some nice candles back and forth. If you go on the 2-minute, it's even funkier. Look at that. Oh, Moderna calls? Did they have any? Now SPY's trying to break a little bit to the upside now, so those puts I may just stop out of those at 15%. We'll see what happens with this candle close. But it's trying to build above VWAP now as well, SPY, so it's looking a little bit more to the upside here. Yeah, it's trying to break out. I may be trapped in that position and stop out. This candle's got about 55 seconds to close. Looks pretty strong. That is a monster green candle. And it's holding up. We've got 30 seconds left of this candle. Looking good. Someone said a monster candle, yeah. Only a 3-minute candle, but still a monster candle. Seven seconds. Looking strong. Well, this is just boring price action. Come on. Let's see what this candle does. My God. I've seen that movie a time or two. That's for sure. Monsters Inc. I've watched like all of that. Shows, the movies. Yeah. So if this one gets a nice follow through on the green candle, then I think it's go time to that 649. But if this comes back down red, then I think they'll just be back and forth again. But let's see what this one closes like. I think it could paint the picture. No, I took the put. I'm still in the put. Pookie wants to go against me. That's why. He's my bad luck charm. That's what he is. He's bad luck to this stream. Get out of here, buddy. Get out of here. Yeah, so I mean it's not looking great for that put. About to probably get stopped out here. Tesla's rolling over. That looks more of a better setup. Tesla looks much better to the downside than SPY does. says indecision on that candle right here. It's going to close right here. Give me my money back, Pookie. Okay, so I'm out of those puts, stopped out. I don't like this. This looks like it's going to go all the way to this 649.30. So I'm not going to stay in there. Sorry, guys. Tesla looks a better trade here. So I'm going to watch Tesla up here for another trade. That one's coming down better than SPY's pushing higher. Tesla's looking weaker. So that sucked, but it's okay. I cry myself to sleep tonight. That's all Pookie's fault too. I'm not going to do this stream anymore just because Pookie went against me. So good luck finding someone else to do it. Tesla is looking weaker. Let me move on to Tesla. March weaker than SPY. So first loss of the day. Let's not let it define me as a trader. One loss. Let me just look at Tesla here. Put some levels on this one. Prefer to probably put this up higher. All right, so I took one loss here. It's not going to define me. One contract, one loss. That's okay. I'm going to move on to Tesla and see what happens here on this this move. Perfect. You just put SPY on this top chart. Oh yeah, so I'm glad I got out of SPY because this is continuation at its finest. Glad I got out of that. Downside, I'm looking for a downside under 366 for Tesla, and then I would look to take. You see the contracts. $360 puts, I think, for Monday. That's what I'm going to go. A little bit further out the money, but they're expensive, aren't they? So I'm going to go 370 calls, and then for Monday. So Monday's expiration, and it really depends right here. If it breaks under 366, I'll look to take 360 puts for Monday. it's going against the SPY's reversing here, and Tesla's weak right here, right? We're going against kind of what the market's doing here. A lot of weakness in this chart right now. So under 366, this candle close. We got also the sell signals all the way up here. So it's by the 921 ribbon here. It's still in the bearish trend. So loss of 366, this candle close, which is about 40 seconds, 3-minute candle. I'll look to trade this down to pre-market lows and potentially lower to 360. Trying to roll over here, so just gonna watch for this candle. Let me go through the chat. I volunteer. That's funny. Yeah, I can't afford to eat today either. I'm gonna have to go back to the ramen noodles. I would love for Breckle Market Open. Me too. Take the stream, buddy. Take the stream. We'd love to have a member take over the stream. That would be fun. I'm all for it. Can we do a vote right now? All right, we're losing that 366. SPY's rolling over a little bit, so this could be a very nice entry here, crisp entry. Go to the 3-minute, that's better. SPY's going to a new high of day. Just gotta wait. Just gotta watch this. Doesn't we flip green real quick like a big green candle, because the market's reversing up really nicely here, close to that 650. So if you took those calls when I went against it, right? But if you took the calls based on our trend line, then you're up really good, because it's up to our target on SPY. High day is 649.54. So just that target we're aiming for. Yeah, that gap is trying to, my target was at the beginning of that gap. Now, if it starts to trend into the gap, then this thing could start potentially going up to that 654 again on SPY. Anyways, good trade. On Shreves, what are you in right now? You said I'm in. Which one are you in? Oh yeah, it's looking pretty good right now, especially that it's dropping off to lower here when SPY is going to a high, showing very good weakness here on Tesla's chart. Candle close finally underneath that green line on that Tesla chart, looking good. Sell side volumes here as well. RSI is very weak, below that 50 mark. SPY is going to a new high day. Tesla's trying to just make our way to the low of day. $650 on SPY now. So if I didn't have that risk management, guys, I would have been probably much lower. I probably would have been 60-70% down on those puts at this point. So that's kind of gives you an idea of not hesitating at the wheel and just closing the contract down when you can be wrong sometimes, but it's now just getting out and controlling that risk so you don't take more of a loss, right? Hoping that it's going to come back. That's about 3-4 candles before this big green move. So I'm glad that we got out of this. Okay, Tesla rolling over still. So this is a good move here on Tesla, especially when SPY is at all-time at daily high. Three total, okay. Looking good. This is looking good. Better than I expected, to be honest with you. Now, if SPY hits this 650, the bottom of the gap, and it rolls over now, Tesla's done. Tesla's going to fall. Two left. Good stuff. How long I got? 30 minutes left here. Tesla looks like it wants a low of day here coming in. Oh, it is actually at today's low. 360, 365. Pre-market low 363.12. This one came with some nice heavy sell side volume right here on this last candle. Let's see if we get the flush or we get a little bounceroo and it kind of loses this clean trend down. SPY working on the red candle as well. It's 360 for Monday. For the 6th. So I'm watching the chart here. They're up around 14, 15% right now. 14. It's fluctuating here. 14, 15%. Now it's up to 15. Probably a little bit more on that candle, that wick low there, maybe 17, 18%. I didn't look at it then. When you have one contract, you can't split it in half or anything. So SPY is still not showing any weakness. It's getting there's some red candles, but it's also getting eaten up a little bit down there. So SPY doesn't look so bad after all. It recovered 0.5% already. So it's still stuck at the beginning of that gap, Phil, to be honest. So if it doesn't get any further, then Tesla rolls over to a new low of pre-market low and potentially down to 360. If the market just doesn't get through into that gap, we're going to start to see that roll over pretty quickly. And you're going to get all this rollover happen in general. Yeah, now SPY is working on another big red candle on the 3-minute. Tesla's working on another red candle. So it's a win situation here, right? So we got below our entry of 366, and we're already down $2-3 from that move. 20% on the table now on those puts from my entry. But I'm going to be a little bit risk on here. I'm going to just keep that one contract and call me crazy. SPY's working on the green candle. So is Tesla. Oh, you're server mute, my bad. There's a lot of people with server mutes in this joint. Where are you? Up the top. There you are. And if anyone wants to be on server muted, let me know and just mute yourself so it doesn't come through on the record on the voice here. SPY going towards a high of day as well. So Tesla's now trying to reverse from this low. Be very careful. SPY at a high of day again. Oh. So overall, looking at 921, this is what I'm looking at right now. 921 ribbon is red still. So you can see, even with this bump up on this candle, it's still a bearish trend based on the 921, right? We got the sell signal here, and it's been in a bearish trend since there, even with this pop right here. So in order for me to be more convinced that this is going to be a big reversal to the upside, I need to see more of that signal. I need to see it go green instead of just staying red or bumping up and rolling over. This didn't go green here. It's bumping up here, didn't go green. So I'm not going to worry about it so much until we start to see some green. Then I'll be like, all right, I'm heading for the hills. I'm getting out of this trade. That's okay. But a lot of traders jump out on the first green candle and puts when overall trend is still red. So that's kind of I'm just kind of eyeing it out this way, and I'm not just going to jump ship on the first green candle. Now I may stop out eventually here because the trend goes green, but that's my plan behind it. I'm going to follow through with the plan. I'm going to stay disciplined with it, even though I was up 20%. So that's just who I am as a trader. I'm not going to change what I'm looking for based on watching one YouTube video of someone else doing it. I'm going to base my trade on what's worked for me in the past, and even with losses, what's worked for me in the past is this, and I've done just fine, even with small losses along the way. So that is a bottom right there for Tesla, the green box that I formed. It's building up from there. We got that high of day over here at 369. And it's trying to build up from this low again. And Pookie's grabbing some puts. Just a tiny one. It's going to test your emotion. This is for sure. This trading will test your emotions. But writing something down before getting into the trade and just kind of peeking over at it. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do. Let me not change my way. That's gonna keep you more controlled here and keep that motion out at least a little bit. You cannot always keep every piece of emotion out of trading, right? But it will at least help you follow through with a plan for that trade. Just keep on peeking at it, making sure you're following it. And when it hits the stop, you just got to make sure you stop out and you don't say, well, let me stay in, because that's just going to break the whole thing, the whole cycle, and get into a bad way. I may just add to my put here. I got one. I may just add one more if we top out up here. Got a little powder on the side. It's okay. And SPY is okay. 650. It's sitting right there at 650 level. Going to a new high day, trying to test it. Yeah. And if you get into a trade and you know that if you lose the trade, you're like not going to be able to live, or you're not going to be able to buy food, that is a problem. I go into a trade with not risking too much of my overall capital. And let me tell you, I'm 80%. I'm not trading 80% in option trades at this point. My portfolio, maybe 10% of my money is going towards option trading, and that's just how it stays because the risk is high in option trading. Also lucrative, but I know what I can control and what I'm okay with spending in options, and knowing that if I don't come out good for the day, I'm gonna live just fine. I'm gonna live another day. And I'm going to be able to, buy food or, put gas in my car to drive, But if you put too much money in where you know that if you lose this trade, you're not going to be able to eat food or, go buy gas or pay for the mortgage, then that you may want to go back to the risk that you're taking and maybe lower that risk on your trades, especially with options, right? Some days you may have a cheat day where maybe you're trading top gainers for the day, or you're trading swing trades, and maybe there's one day out the week you just want to trade one option trade, just a little cheat day. That's fine, because you know that the max you're willing to lose and the potential you can get in the gains with that trade. But it's not going to break your bank, right? It's not going to break you. This one I'm letting ride because it's not gonna break me. Although I was up 20%, I'm okay. Now I'm down about 12%. Oh, well, you're doing very well on calls, my friend. Diamond hands. Well, let's not have too many diamond hands in this trade. It's not looking great actually for downside because it's trying to curl up. The EMA 921's trying to go positive. So I'm not favoring this downside move if we don't start rolling over here shortly. But I know that I had 20% on the table. I'm an idiot for not taking it. But I was okay with that. And I'm going to stay okay with that. My stop out was if we make a higher day here, then I will get out of this trade and it's okay. What's oil doing today? So now we got a buy signal on the 921, so not looking great on that. Oh man, I didn't know that USO is up 10% for the day. My lord, Trump really screwed everyone on that move. Gas prices can go much higher again. What an idiot. What an idiot. How's everyone doing so far? Everyone okay, surviving? So now we're retesting the top. Let's see how this reacts off this level here. This is my make or break to stop out of that one trade. If we get through this high of day and we hold above high of day, then I'm okay with cutting it for another loss. I take 2 losses on the nose. It's okay on the head. Got a buy signal on the EMA 921. Does it hold? SPY got to a new high of day. SPY looking strong. Let me see where that gap is. Where is that gap at? I'm not sure on Weeble. Oh, damn, yo. Let me go to SPY real quick. Starting to go into that gap now. So look, there's the gap. So this play worked out good, but now it all depends. I mean, we're into the gap, but that was quite the candle. It's not the greatest reaction there. But we are into the gap. So potential's got a little bit higher to potentially fill it. Yeah. Well, good stuff. Well, so you go. You entered, you exit right on break even. So that's what you can do too. You raise your, if you're in green and you're okay with risking a little bit more, you put your stop at break even. So even if it comes down, you stop out at nothing, you lose nothing. That's a great idea too. Okay, SPY still going towards the high of day. Tesla's trying to retest the high of day. Well, that wick high was a new high. Now it's trying to push right through. There we go. I'm gonna be watching this Tesla trade until the end, until we're done here. We've got about 12 minutes. Looking strong though for a nice move back up. Now, all I can learn from this is that maybe I should not have been greedy and took 20% profit. And or raise my stop up, right? Now I'm red and I'm gonna take a loss in this trade, maybe in a few seconds. But my notes now would be, well, 20% maybe next time is good enough and I shouldn't be greedy. Or next time I raise my stop up to break even. If it reverses, I stop out with no loss, right? These are things that I can put in my notes for this trade if it doesn't work out, right? And I stop out here. So it's, and then next time around, obviously, I have to read the notes and actually do something about it, not just read it and just move and just carry on doing bad stuff. All right. So Tesla's right at that peak here. So it's do or die kind of thing with that put trade for me anyways. Maybe you guys took profit. That's fine. Great for you. For me, I may just stop out. It really depends here the next probably candle or two. SPY's at new high day, close to 651 now. It's looking really strong for recovery. A lot of names are still red. Microsoft's still red. Amazon's close to going green. Nvidia is close to going green. All of them are right on the verge of going green here from being down about 2%. Some of those names. Okay, I'm going to add one more of those contracts, Tesla contracts, the 360 puts. I'm going to add one all the way down here. So two contracts I have here, average down quite a bit on those contracts. My average on those two contracts, I have two contracts on Tesla. 280 is my average on those. So it brought my average quite down from the first buy-in. But I have two contracts now on Tesla, 280 average for two. Now, if we get back above, say, 370, say we get above 370, I cut both of those contracts and I will be out of that trade. But right now, 280 is my average. That's a nice split between the two buys. We're up to about 245 on those contracts. Yep, that's where I added right there. Now, as long as we don't get to a new high day, they will be okay. You know, try to squeeze a little bit out of it if I can. I'll write this down in the chat too, what I got. That's Mike. I wrote it in the chat while I'm in the Discord. So I've got about 5 minutes. I may just try to stay in here for a little bit extra. But at least you guys have my plan for this. Maybe you took profits, maybe you don't even care about the trade. That's totally fine too. But that is my plan. You don't have to follow my plan. You can follow your own plan. You don't have to copy trade me totally, right? I would recommend not doing that because you would have taken profit probably a long time ago and not be in my position. So I have the two contracts, 280 average. My stop will be if the price action gets back above 370 and holds above 370. That is when I will cut loose those contracts for a loss. Now, if we come down here and we travel towards those lows of day, I will be in profit. I take my profit at that point and just I will be okay. We're up to about 265 a contract, right? So my average now, it's the cut and my losses are very minimal now from my 280 to 265. Not so bad anymore from that average to current price on those contracts. If it comes down to that green line or comes all the way down to test, say, that daily low again, then those are going to be in probably 15-20% profit. I would take it at this point. I won't do what I did before and stay in again. I will learn my lesson. Thanks for sticking around, guys. 32 of you guys, or 31 of you guys sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. I know it's been a little slow this morning. Thanks for hanging out. I do have, let me see where my coaching starts soon. So if you want to learn some strategies, swing strategies preferably, but I do also do the momentum trading in the morning with that daily watch list. If you want to learn those strategies, or kind of how I think about trading and what I'm looking for breakouts, what fundamental basis am I looking at to take stocks long term, you're going to learn that all in that coaching program, right? So if you want to try it out, it's very cheap. I got 50% off actually for this stream. You can get 50% off joining the coaching. That would bring it down to, I think, $20 or close to $20 a month, which is super cheap, especially if you're in this stream. That's you get that bonus for today. And let me just share that. Well, let me just share the direct link to the web for that. And you can just use at checkout, you use MAV50 at checkout for 50% off that first month, right? So you can try it out. If you love it, stay with us. If you don't, and you prefer maybe alerts, or you prefer maybe a different strategy, we have different coaches here that do option strategies, that do day trading strategies with Pookie or with the swing and ball. Maybe you prefer those over my coaching program, so you can always switch as well. Or if you just want more of live trading, live streams, more of the analyst alerts, then you can try out the premium subscription, which you get everything plus the coaching included as well, access to all the coaching. So yeah, there we go. Mav at checkout, 50% off your first month. That's $20. Okay, Tesla's coming down here, looking better for those puts. So the website, if you're on socials, pbalerts.com/coaching/MadMaverick. That's the website you go to check out MAV50 for 50% off. Okay, so what are we down to now on those puts? Profitable, 295 from a 280 average. So now we're in profit. We're up to 297 a contract, nearly $3 a contract. Starting to make some money back here. Now I'm going to put a stop in at break even. Now at 280 is my stop. I'm not going to take a loss anymore on this trade. But we're up to 310. I'm going to actually reduce by one contract here. One contract left. I'm going to sell one and keep one break even on the stop loss. So now I took profit on one contract. So now I feel a bit better about myself with that follow through with the plan that I made. And my stop is at 280 for the last one. So I stop out at break even on the last one. And this is actually a successful trade because I was down quite a bit. I waited for the top to form, added one more, average down, and I let it play out, right? So if we do it 280 here, then I will stop out at that last contract. It's at about 290 right now. But I did sell one contract at 308. I couldn't quite get the bottom there. Not quite, Shrees. We didn't quite get the sell signal on the 921 on the 3-minute. 2-minute probably. If low you go, no. 2-minute, no. 1 minute, yes, but I don't trade on the 1. It's close. It's curling down a little bit, and the lines are coming closer together, but it's not giving us a sell signal on Tesla yet. I want it to. I would love for this to roll over here. And I'm going to jump out like 3 more minutes, so you guys know my plan already, so that I'm not leaving anyone hanging with those averages. My stop is at break even on the last one. Not going to take a loss there. And I took profit on one of them. So overall, I could have saved myself by just stopping out with, the first time around with profit, but we dragged on a little bit here, right? SPY up to a new high day, 651.35. So look at SPY going into the gap. Looking very strong here. So that's also a good reason why I put my stop loss at break even on the last one. I'm not taking a loss if it pushes back up again. But it's halfway through that gap fill opportunity to 654. Very close to getting a sell signal. It should, yeah, it should show up on there. I don't see it. Where did it go? That is strange. I suppose maybe Nikki didn't put it in the events page. Let me blame Nikki for it. That's strange that it's not there. Well, maybe I just add it. My bad. Let me try to add this right now for us. It can be fixed. We can do this right now. Nope. Voice channel. Next. Trading. Reaching session. Today, 11 o'clock. I don't know why it's not there. Thank you for saying that, AK. I'm going to add it in there right now. 11 a.m. Create the event. Should be there now. Yeah, I just added it. Okay, so you see it there now, starting in 25 minutes, a coaching session. I just added it to the events. And then we also have option income strategy at 1 p.m. today as well. Yeah, that's weird. Thank you, AK, for that. I just added it. No need to add it, Nikki. I just did it already. Okay, so SPY's looking very strong. If you're in calls, looking very good. And I mean, that was a slim 20% chance. I thought we were going to get to the top of this gap, but it's looking very favorable now to get towards that gap. Yesterday's high low of day was 653, so that would be my initial target before going into the full gap fill. But looking very solid. Look at that. And I mean, let's be honest here too. Trump could say that last night that he could go on for 2 weeks, and then today come out a ceasefire was agreed. Like that's how manipulation works in the market with what he says, and the market could rip right back up again and not even listen to what he said yesterday. So, I mean, I would be surprised if we get something like that over the weekend. Oh, the war's going on for 2 weeks, but now we're in the ceasefire and now we're not going to do it, kind of thing. So this one hit very well, the calls. Shame I took the loss on the put, but the calls, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Big green candle on SPY. Let me see if I stopped out. Yeah, I stopped out of that last Tesla put. break even. So successful trade in the end. Look at that full gap fill, baby. Look at that thing rip. It's about to go green. Yeah, we're about to go green here. We are green. SPY is green. Wow. Look at that. There must be some kind of news here. What is going on? Oh, what a rip, guys. We're green by 0.2% now. That is, man, this shocks me every time seeing this kind of stuff. Let's see what Trump just said. Maybe to do with the DHS. I wonder if they passed something though. But wow. 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 Yeah. Crazy gap fill. Woo. Look at that volume here on that candle. That is amazing to see. Everything is going green now. Look at that. Everything's slipping green. Nvidia's now up. AMD's up. Amazon's up. Meta's the only one lagging a little bit. But Microsoft is green. Like all of them are surging green here. Wow, what a move. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I got 20 minutes to the coaching stream, so I see you guys there. One loss, my bad on the SPY put. One gain on the Tesla put. So one win, one loss overall. So not a bad morning. I prefer better. Let's see if we can get it next week a little bit better than this and make some better profits there. So I will see you guys in the coaching stream in 22 minutes. All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thank you. Thank you.